channel Culinary Vlogs by Z. My name is Zakia, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you're going to consider subscribing. So I often get feedback from you asking me to do more cake tutorials, which is why today I'm going to be sharing with you a soft and spongy marbled cake recipe and a chocolate buttercream icing. And I'm going to show you from start to finish how to make this cake. Very simple and easy to follow, so let's get started. I'm going to be using my food processor, but you can use an electric hand beater or a normal hand mixer. I'm going to start by adding in 250 grams of softened butter into my food processor. To this, I'm going to add in 5 ml of vanilla essence and 4 eggs. Then I'm going to add in 375 ml of castor sugar and then beat this for about a minute until it is light and creamy. Once you get this consistency, you're going to add in 15 ml of baking powder, and you're also going to add in 625 ml of all-purpose flour. And lastly, we're going to add in 250 ml of milk. Then beat this again, and once your batter is ready, I'm going to remove about half of the batter. Then I'm going to take 50 ml of cocoa powder and add this to the mixture, and then I'm going to beat this for about a minute. So now I've also got my chocolate portion of my marbled cake, and let's assemble it into the cake pans. Taking 2 20-centimeter cake pans like so, I'm going to use some cooking spray and lightly grease our baking tins. Then, taking a spoon of the vanilla batter, I'm going to add in 1 cooking spoon into each bowl. Then I'm going to add in a tablespoon of the chocolate batter. Continue adding in 1 cooking spoon of the vanilla batter and 1 tablespoon of the chocolate batter until your batter is completely finished. And taking your tablespoon, just roughly spread out your batter. Now place these into a preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius, for about 40 minutes. So these are the marbled cakes that I had removed from the oven and allowed to cool. Let's make a quick buttercream icing to go with these cakes. I'm going to make the buttercream icing using my food processor, but you can use a hand mixer for this. It works equally well. For the buttercream icing, I'm going to use 250 grams of softened butter, and I'm just going to beat this butter until it is light and creamy. To this, I'm now going to add in, at first, 500 grams of icing sugar. And to this, I'm also going to add in 100 ml of full cream milk. Then add in 2 heaped tablespoons of cocoa powder. And the remaining 500 grams of icing sugar. And beat this until you get a lovely creamy consistency. And that's the lovely consistency that you need to get. So if you find that your buttercream icing is still a bit powdery and is not workable, then you can always add in a little bit more milk, and it would definitely be more pipeable and more easy to work with. And now let's move on to icing our marbled cakes. Keeping my icing close to the surface that I'm going to work on, I'm going to take a little bit of the chocolate icing and place this onto my cake board. Then I'm going to place one of the cake layers and press it down slightly. Add in some buttercream And this is going to be the layer that's going to sandwich both cakes. And can you see how nice and soft the icing is to work with? It's just smoothing out onto the cake lovely. Then take the next layer and place this on top of the cake and make sure that it is even on both sides. And now I'm going to lightly crumb coat the entire cake, and I'm using a cake spatula for that. And always start from the bottom of the cake, moving up. And you can always clean the cake board with your cake spatula. Okay, remember this is still your first cake layer, your icing layer. And I'm just going to neaten the sides of the cake. Don't forget to add icing on the top. And to clean out the sides of the cake, I'm going to use one of these scrapers just to make it look a bit more smooth. You can always clean the board by using a damp cloth. And I'm going to place this in the fridge for about 15 minutes just to set for a little while. Now I'm going to fill my icing bag with a star nozzle, and this is an Atico 20 size nozzle, and I'm going to start piping my cake. So I'm just going to start with the bottom and pipe. So I'm just going to pipe some stars. And then on the top, I'm going to pipe some rosettes using the same star nozzle. And on top of that, I'm going to place in some chocolates, and I'm spacing them apart just so that they look a bit more presentable. Finding the front of the cake, I'm just going to place in some Oreo biscuits facing the front. And I've got some Kit Kat chocolates, which I'm just going to place randomly on the cake. And I've still got some icing left over, so why not pipe rosettes until you finish the icing that you have. To add a little sparkle, I'm just going to sprinkle some gold edible dust. And here we have it, our marbled cake with chocolate buttercream icing ready to be cut. And I hope you enjoyed making this cake with me. Until the next vlog, happy baking!